Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's your Rob Father 916. I am a person who observes people and their actions. And one of the things I'm confounded about is when you do something like you're in a group of person and you yell, you're a white person surrounded by black people and you say the N-word. What is your exit strategy? Surrounded by black people. What is your exit strategy? So today I'm waiting for light rail. It's time to go to Dollar Tree and I'm waiting at the station. And there's about 3 Asian sisters laughing, having a good time. I'm on my phone reading the news and whatever social media or videos or whatever I do, waiting for the light rail. And they're laughing. They've got to be in their late teens, early 20s. They're laughing. I look up. They're on one side of the platform. I'm on the other. And there was another younger Asian sister came walking in a distance. And all of a sudden, the 3 who were all laughing sort of went, you know what that means. She's not the popular girl. So anyway, there's attitude and neck moving and the girl who's by herself spits on one of the girls. Well, at this point, whatever I'm reading is not important. It's completely not important at this point because I'm thinking, sweetie, what is your exit strategy? You're on a long platform. There's no probable way of you running into freedom. Even if there was a police car, they've got to get around and come to the platform. And of course, they beat her into submission. And I, and it was getting so bad. I went, hey, I'm on the other side. And they stop, and the girl's crying, and she walks away, and she didn't look the same as she came in. What was her exit strategy? She spit on a girl. She's the only one. There are 3 of them. 1, 3. There's no exits unless you are Spider-Man or you have some type of superpowers that will lift you out of a situation. What is your exit plan, sweetie? Sweetie? I've seen this over the years. People do something without an exit plan. I knew someone I used to work with. She wasn't going to take anything from anybody at any time. And once you've crossed her to the point of no return, she quit her job because it's all about the principle. This is how she's taught. That's why it's all about the principle. Fuck these people. Here's the problem. Like the Asian sister, there wasn't a parachute. Nothing to catch her. Car payments, rent. She ended up losing her car. It's not funny, but it's, if you want to stand on principle, you need some money. Unless you're living with your parents' house and you pay no rent. You need principle. This woman's in her, I'm not going to go into detail, but she wasn't young. Okay? In fact, she's older than me. Which means she was probably in Moses' first period class. But what was her exit plan? See, the only time I quit a job, and there's few times I quit a job without having a job, is I had a little money in the bank. I could pay my rent. There was an exit plan. Only once or twice in my lifetime, my former wife would attest to this. But there was no money. I had an employee working for me one day. Not one day, but he was working for me, and at the beginning of the week, he asked me if he could have more hours because he restored vintage cars and his battery or radiator, something like that was going out, but it cost us a considerable amount of money to get it repaired, and he wanted extra hours because, to make this happen. In midweek, he disappeared for a couple of hours. So I called him in and I said, what's going on, employee? Why? Why are you checking up on me? Well, you've been missing out of action. You're not picking up your radio. You're not picking up the beeper. This has been a while ago. You're not picking up the beeper. What's up? Well, you just got all kind of attitude. Fuck you. I don't need this job. Okay. I said, why don't you go home? He said, well, am I fired? Are you fired? You just cussed out your boss. But I didn't fire him. But I gave him days off. I needed him to think about his actions. I liked him as an employee. This is not a typical thing for him disappearing. However, howsoever they say, he called me one day and he goes, so I'm suspended without pay. You being petty. Huh? I'm being petty? Anybody else would have had to help, would tell you to tow your car out of my parking lot. I'm being petty. Guess what, ladies and germs? He was fired. Because at that point, it's a wrap. You petty. I talked to his girlfriend. I talked to his sister. I think I even talked to his uncle, wanting to get his job back. But I was done because there was no respect. I gave him, listen, you're having a bad day. You've been a good employee. But I was going to tell him after when I brought him back, the fact, you got to watch that. Not only with me, but future employees. But then you're going to call me back and say I was petty? Let me introduce you the next time you call me to my good friend Tone. He's popular, because that's all you're going to get from me. Tone. But people do that. Do you have an exit plan? It's one thing to have principle, but principle has nothing to do with your lights, your PG&E, your food, your bills, or anything. I wouldn't let him talk to me that way. So I don't know. Do you know people who doesn't have an exit plan? That's just crazy to me. Crazy to me. I always try to keep me some coins. Why do you think I shop at the Dollar Tree? They have the same thing that Walmart has, except it's $1.25. For some of you people, Rodfather, you shop at the Dollar Tree? I sure does. So anyway, that's my story today. Wishing you love, joy, and happiness. Take a moment and think. Take a moment and think before you speak. Think before you have. Look around. In this day and age of people getting shot, I'm just paranoid in this culture that we're living in. That when I go to a movie theater, I look at the exits. I never did that before. When I go to a shopping mall, I'm aware of the exits. I don't want to be running into people. It's a shame, but that's how our society is. There's no place that's safe. So I'm always looking for an exit plan. This is the Route Father, 916. Wishing you love, joy, and happiness. Was that sad? Sorry. Please be well. Peace out. Bye.